Welcome back to East Coast DNA. Regular viewers will be familiar with Below Deck. This is not the first time we've been down here, probably won't be the last. So thank you once again to The Pint and Below Deck for allowing me to use your venue for these interviews. And today's guest we have today, I'm going to start with your most famously known band, just because that's going to be the hook for people coming in here.
Sounds good to me, Darcy.
So some people may recognize today's guest from the Baha Men.
Correct.
So today we have Dyson Knight.
Yo, it's Dyson Knight. A pleasure to be here, Darcy.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you to The Pint, too. This place is really cool.
Yeah, I love it. There's actually, like you were on the pint level with the restaurant, and now we're down in the arcade. There's a stage in behind the camera here, too, so there's shows down here. And on the top,
I can fit the band on that.
The roof has a patio. So there's performances
definitely
in
can
the
fit
nice
the band
weather.
on the patio.
So you'll have to look at that come the nice. Before we leave here, I'll hook you up with the people that do the bookings here, too. So we'll make sure that this happens.
Say less.
Excellent. So Baha Men, obviously, people
the
know.
Grammy Award-winning, Billboard, Nickelodeon Choice Awards, multi-platinum band, the Baha Men, yes.
And so if I were to go all the way back, the band itself goes back quite a piece. So let's start there. I know that people watching want to know what you're doing in Halifax, but we're going to make them watch for a little bit.
I came for the snow.
yeah, excellent. Good answer. So Baha Men are from the Bahamas.
Yes.
And I read, and now you're going to have to correct me here if I'm wrong.
Go for it.
1977 was the original formation of that band.
High voltage.
So obviously there's been different members over the years.
Obviously I wasn't there.
Yeah, you weren't there. So what year would you have joined that
I joined
group?
in 2004. That would have been 4 years after they recorded Who Let the Dogs Out.
Yeah.
So, I've been with them since then. And it's still going strong.
Yeah, when I was going through to see what was done, maybe stuff that I don't know from being in the Maritimes, too, I could see like there was a lot more going on, like internationally, really.
Yeah.
So you're very familiar with big, huge audiences and singing songs that people know, because Who Let the Dogs Out, as we had just before this began, you actually used it in a pun, which was amazing. That's a song everyone knows.
It's a blessing, to have such a huge song. Not many artists get a song that is, we're about to celebrate 25 years. Yeah, 25
That's
years.
Amazing.
The song has been really knocking hard. And I think there's a lot that we attribute to the success of it. It's a really cool song. It's talking about dogs. Who doesn't love dogs?
Yes.
And it just gets people charged up.
Yeah.
And the follow-up is really nice, too. You mentioned that the band has been around from 1977. These guys have been doing music for a very long time. So a full-blown, people would wonder, like, what else do you perform other than Who Let the Dogs Out?
Yeah.
But we do 90-minute shows.
And when I dug into the history a little bit, and I am familiar with a couple other songs passively at the very least, but the original origins of the band, like predating you, there was kind of like more of a traditional, it was more for festivals, and there was a whole celebration aspect with it. So it is kind of funny to see that after a couple decades, a huge commercial success, which you wouldn't expect from a group like that.
Yeah.
But that's also how bands like that survive over the decades, is to find different niches to kind of establish themselves in.
Yeah, in the beginning, I would have classified the band as being a funk band.
Yeah.
In fact, they would have been running alongside like Earth, Wind and Fire, Casey and the Sunshine Band, which was originally Casey and the Junkanoo Band.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So it's the same
It's the
origins.
Junkanoo pop song, pop flavor that Baha Men. Well, Junkanoo is our tribal, our heritage music, connection to Africa, right?
Yeah.
And that is, we just mixed that in with funk, because that's what was happening. You would hear a lot of like Stevie Wonder songs too. Stevie Wonder, he loves Junkanoo. He used to come every year for the Junkanoo celebration in Bahamas and Nassau, Bahamas. Yeah, so it has influenced a lot of records. It's just that it's a big sound. It's a noisy sound. It's very hard to team. So you would need large budgets.
I started to dig into a little bit of the traditional aspects and the origins of that myself. And I actually have a friend that's from the Bahamas that lives here now that I was talking to. And he gave me a little bit. He's very Canadian now. He's been up here for so long. He's like, I don't know. Like, I was a teenager.
Well, so am I. I've been here almost a year.
Well, and that is probably the next obvious place to go, because I do want to talk about kind of genres and where your history kind of leads to you being here musically.
Right.
But kind of sidestep the music part.
Sure.
Some of it's not 100% music related.
Okay.
And if I know the information, it's not like you probably haven't shared it, or how would I know it? But you moved to Nova Scotia to take the music programs, which I talk about nonstop. And there's actually, I think the episode just before this was also students from the same campus.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, different
Well, shout
class.
out to NSCC.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime I get a chance to plug them, the Nova Scotia Community College has excellent music programs for anyone trying to get into any aspect of the industry or performance.
Yep, and I'm doing the music production and audio engineering program, and it is phenomenal.
So I can't say enough good about the program, but the first thing I would have to ask is, like, if you're from the Bahamas and you obviously have some connections in other places geographically, why would you pick here? Now, I know a little bit of the why.
Sure.
But it is a top-notch program.
Yes.
But we also have some beautiful landscapes. As you mentioned, you came here for the snow, so we have
glorious
that.
Snow.
But you also have some family connections here as well, so you came to be closer.
I have 4 of my children here.
That's amazing.
Yes.
So what brought them here?
They came with their mom, and their mom came to school about 7 years ago.
Yeah, okay.
So it's been 7 years of back and forth from Halifax for me, and that's also through the pandemic when I couldn't see them at all. So I had an opportunity to leave home for a minute, and a bit of space and time between. We started recording our next singles, which we will be doing in May. After performing at SeaWorld, actually.
Oh wow.
It's gonna be pretty rad. And I got a chance to move and be closer to them, and I took it. And also to follow my passion of wanting to escalate the sonic content of Junkanoo and Rake and Scrape and Goombay music, and of course the Junkanoo pop that Baha Men is known for.
So I really want to talk about that, because your new single that's solo, separate from the Baha Men single that's coming in May.
Correct. Don't tell them.
You have your own solo single that's out right now, and we will get into that.
Sure.
But you also, and I want to dive into this a little bit, because I read it as kind of a footnote.
Okay.
And then I was like, well, it was in my brain for like a couple days. I'm like, that's definitely something people are going to want to know about.
Okay.
So feel free to not talk about it if it's too uncomfortable.
Let's talk.
So at some point in 2021, you were in an accident.
Yeah.
And that kind of changed your perspective a little bit about performing as a career, maybe? Or
I think that was the first blow that really changed my outlook on the world, period. Not just on life. And, you have these flashes of, that could have been my final day. What have I done? What have I not done?
Yeah.
And I realized that there's no reason to wait to do the things that you really want to do, because the waiting might be shorter than you think.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And also the world is a brutal place.
Yeah.
I was hit by a drunk driver.
Okay.
And if you really want to get into the juicy sauce of it, the Bahamas being a very small place.
Yes.
Everyone knows everyone.
Sure.
And I will have to say, allegedly, supposedly.
Yeah.
The driver knew someone, and the charges were turned around against me, and I had to fight in court to prove that I was not at fault for the accident.
Yeah.
And because I know a lot of people too, I was able to see some of the documents that were actually, I guess, held as evidence about how the accident actually happened.
Yeah.
And the pictures. Come on now, it's 2021,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Where cell phones are in every pocket. And police officers drive brand new cars and brand new motorcycles.
Yeah.
Do you know what type of picture they had of the accident?
Oh, was it bad?
It was drawn in pencil.
Oh no! I was expecting you were going to tell me that they were overwhelmed with photographic evidence because of the modern culture.
It was drawn in pencil.
Yeah.
And it was totally wrong and incorrect. But anyway, that I had to put that behind me because that
Sure.
really got me,
Yeah.
fired up having to go to court. And then the person that hit me showed up once for the 6 or
Yeah.
7 times that I had to go to court. And so it was an interesting experience. I'm definitely going to write a song about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, you going to get it.
And so we gave you lots of reasons to come up here.
Yeah, I got to
And-
run away from try to find people who know how to drive.
And so the program that you're in, as you mentioned, you're looking at doing some of the production end as well.
Correct.
And so one of the assignments that your class had this year was to break into groups and kind of have a little production competition with each other.
Mm-hmm.
And your team won.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a single that's being promoted now. It just came out.
Just came out April 5th.
Yeah, I was going to say it was just a few days ago
Yes.
now. So
Yes.
it'd be a little bit longer as of people watching this episode, but
Right.
yeah, it's
Okay.
a few days ago as of today.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So what can you tell us about the single? And before you answer, I'm not even going to wait and do a follow-up question. I'll give you the question now.
Okay.
I'm curious about the divergence from what you would have done with traditional beats and genres that you were doing with Baha Men. Then when you're working with another group of people,
Mm-hmm.
I can hear some of the Nova Scotia Community College influence in there. And
Oh,
I say
yeah.
that because I know a lot of Halifax bands that come through those programs, and there's a lot of jam band elements,
Right.
and there's a lot of like jazz kind of notes and sensibilities that are kind of all incorporated in with that indie sound. And I feel like your team has done that while still incorporating some of who Dyson Knight is as well.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, maybe give a little bit of explanation of who was on your team and what the creative process was, and if there was a conscious decision to kind of veer away from what you're traditionally known for.
My team, and this goes for all of the teams.
Yeah.
Brilliant, phenomenally talented people. So really and truly, I wanted to step back as much as possible
Yeah.
and allow them to, well, I did steer the boat a little bit with experience.
Yeah, yeah.
But what they did on the record, like what Leo did with the bass, what Dante did on drums, what Mr. Dalton did on sax, it just all came together, you know. We had a goal, the group, Matthew, Juliano, Gavin, Nathan, and one more, Franklin.
Okay.
We had a goal. We wanted to make something that feels good,
Yeah.
something that was happy, something that was encouraging. And I had done my first project on funk music, all
Oh,
about
cool.
all about George Clinton and the king of funk. Do you know who that is? The godfather of funk.
Is it like
James Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, I hope it's James Brown.
Yeah. So I figured we should go along the funk lines, and
Yeah.
that's as much as I did in the beginning. And it just came together, and that's the beauty of this song and the message in it. It's organic.
Yeah.
Everything just there was no push and pull throughout the whole thing. Everyone just brought ideas and we're like, that's great, that's great.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, that's why there's a saxophone solo in the space where the second verse should be.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
we don't do solos like that anymore, but
Yeah.
why not? You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah, exactly.
Let's open it up. And,
Yeah.
and Feeling the Magic, that's the name of the song, is about, it's really a message to me and to everyone experiencing life the way I think most people experience it, not understanding or not feeling as though they are in touch with what it is that they are really true in doing. What is their true self?
Yeah.
You know, and it says, I'm feeling the magic, and that the magic is inside you. You know, a lot of times we think about we need this validation from external sources. And this is kind of cliche. You know, you hear people talk about this type of thing. But it is real. You know,
Yeah.
it is really, really true. Like, am I doing everything I'm supposed to do? The answer is yes. And now you can do even more.
Yeah.
Now you can do something different. You know, now you can go beyond what you've ever done before. And that's that magic. That just hearing that motivates me.
Yeah.
You know, and being able to say that to people, I would hope motivates them. And that's what I was saying to the guys in the crew the whole time. Like, what you're doing is great. What you're
Yeah.
doing is beautiful. That's excellent. You know what I mean? And
It really if you're not used to that, either being in that environment or being that type of person,
Mm-hmm.
it feels weird at first. And like I've had my own personal things over the years where had different life perspective changes. But
Yeah.
when you are around encouraging people like that, or when you do it yourself, it's just as infectious as the negative stuff. Like it will grow, and you'll see more people
What
being
you
that
feed will
way,
grow,
and
correct.
you feel that. Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Which episode is this for you, Darcy?
Oh, we're into like. I originally started with my brother and had a little under 100, and then I bombed past 200 at some point at the end of last year. So probably around 250 now.
And tell me that's not magic. I
Oh,
mean, from the day you started.
Yeah, it is amazing. And
Yeah.
meeting people like yourself, and that's kind of where it comes from, is I'm meeting a lot of really positive, motivated people that are very optimistic about their future, and being very aware at the same time and realistic of the way the world is.
Yeah.
It's nice because it doesn't feel weird anymore, because you're like, well, no, they do understand the realities of the world,
Oh,
but
yeah.
you can make that
man, I have my
choice.
days. I just, Alex, who teaches us music technology this semester, I just had to message him like 2 days ago. I'm like, bro, I'm overwhelmed. I'm feeling a hint of the sides right now. You know,
Yeah.
I heard about the sides, you know, and I couldn't make it to school.
Yeah.
But the next morning I was like, okay,
Yeah, to
Let's
shake
get
it
it.
off and get back
let's
at
go
it.
life.
Yeah.
You know, let's get this magic rolling again, right?
And actually now I'm a little curious, because the Baha Men thing I didn't really know about until today. I did read it earlier before we came, but that you had a new single coming.
Mm-hmm.
You just had your solo single out. And then if I'm doing my math correct, I would think the month after the Baha Men single, you will be wrapping up school for the year.
Yeah.
So I assume that you're going to stick around Nova Scotia a little while longer.
Yeah.
So do you have plans to do more solo stuff? Like, are you feeling the magic here in Nova Scotia? Are you going to do a little solo effort?
It's an absolute must that I do solo stuff.
Yeah.
Being one of the youngest members in the band, like I'm the least talented, so I have
Least experienced, maybe.
I have a lot of growing to do.
Sure.
I mean, and they're cool with it. No, the Herschel, our musical director, he's a genius.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have sent Feeling the Magic to him, but I know he would send back too many notes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, we can't do that, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just here to learn. Like I've tried my best to empty everything that I thought I knew.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really been a humbling experience because there's a lot that I really don't know
Yeah.
that I thought I would be really good at. I mean, I took a test at the beginning of the semester. Alex was friendly enough to say, hey, if you can pass the final exam on day one, you don't have to do the course.
Yeah.
Oh, I bombed. I failed.
Oh, really?
Miserably. And I was like, wow.
Yeah,
So I had to go through air training and all this stuff again. So,
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to learn. I'm here to become the best version of myself.
That's excellent.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad that you picked our province. I mean, I love Canada anyway,
Yeah.
but I have limited experience being out west. I will admit that for any of my out west friends. But we're getting into the best time of year. Like you said, you've been here a little over a year?
A little under a year.
A little under. So did you get to experience summer here yet?
You have summer?
Yeah, exactly. As I mentioned, I have a friend from the Bahamas, and
You have
he wears his toque in July.
Come on.
We're not going to
Is
have
it
the
really
heat that you're
summer,
expecting.
though? I did have one warm day where I did not have to wear a jacket.
Okay.
Yeah,
There
one
you go.
or two.
Yeah.
It might have been indoors in a
Well,
heated area. No, I'm just joking.
Give us time, maybe like the last 2 weeks of July, the first 2 weeks of August. In that time frame, there's
Uh-huh.
usually 1 week where we have above 30 temperatures for the whole week, and everyone here nearly dies. You'll be great. You can walk around and help people. You can deliver bottles of water and stuff. That's excellent.
That would be hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's a TikTok reel for you when you're promoting your new single in the summer,
Yeah. I mean,
the inevitable new single.
I've been promoting. I mean, I feel like every project you do, regardless if it has a $1 million budget like Who Let the Dogs Out,
Yeah.
or if it has a $200 budget like the video that we're doing for this song that's about to come out, that will be out on the 15th
Okay.
of April. Yeah, regardless, you do your best. You know,
yeah.
you use what you have. You don't wait on what you think you need. You start from where you're at.
Yep.
You know, you can probably attest to that. Truly, I mean, your gear probably has changed a lot over the.
The last couple of years that I've been doing that, actually, shout out to Jacques if you happen to be watching. He helped me a couple years ago when I was fairly new with the equipment.
Jacques, is that the violinist?
No, I know he is too, though.
All right.
Yeah. But yeah, he was helping me with some of the cables and the equipment and packing, and I had like 4 totes. And now I have that little bag behind the camera and that little red bag
that is clever. XLI inputs.
Yeah.
See, Mike, I've been paying attention in class.
Yeah.
I know my
Excellent.
mic cables.
Yeah, I got rid of the audio interface by getting an audio interface that has a video camera in it.
That is crazy.
So it's
congratulations.
Yeah, the gear changes a lot over time.
Yeah.
You do have to stop and look back once in a while.
You do.
Yeah, just to realize what the difference is.
You do. And give yourself grace on where it is that you esteem to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Aspire to be.
Yeah, exactly. And kind of to your point as far as learning, when I first started podcasting and doing interviews, the first ones I did were audio only. It was somebody else's equipment. They did all the recording and hosting. I just researched and interjected with some questions.
You just graced the place with your beautiful voice.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, 3 years later, I've got my own rig here, mobile. I'm up in the city, and
nice.
This is where I'm
You're
actually
good,
based
Darcy.
like 2 hours out of the city. So yeah, it is nice progress.
This is your magic wand.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's why I keep promoting the community college programs too, because I'm seeing people going into these programs come out and creating great things in every aspect. Like I'm seeing all different ends of the industry. That's excellent too. And I don't know, I'd mentioned that I had the previous episode, we had other students on. They were promoting Nova Fest.
Oh, okay.
So that I should probably mention again, because as of this airing, there's still probably 2 or 3 weeks left of the Nova Fest shows.
Okay.
So anyone in the HRM area, I probably have them posted on that last episode. Or if not, check out our social media accounts, and you'll find more about Nova Fest. And there are on Instagram as well at Nova Fest, and definitely links to that in the previous episode.
And don't miss Nova Fest.
And for yourself, the Baha Men are very easy to find online, but where should people follow Dyson Knight if they want to keep up with your solo?
Well, there's DysonKnight.com. That's DysonKnight. That's the easiest way, but I'm also on Instagram and TikTok, and I don't know how Snapchat works.
Yeah. I'm on
weird.
there.
I'm on there.
I have a couple friends that are on there, but I'm just being led. Whatever. If they write, I'll reply. That's about it. I'm not too adventurous in there.
I'm most active on Instagram, I believe.
Yeah, and I would say
to the Facebook.
Most musicians are. And most of our viewers probably are too.
Oh, great. So Instagram at Dyson Knight, DysonKnight. Feeling the Magic. Great song, and look out for new music from Baha Men. We'll be releasing a song on May 5th. It's called, guess what it's called?
Oh, it's
Smile.
Is it?
It's called Smile.
There's that optimism I was looking for. So, getting closer to that release, if you get a chance to fire me a note or something, I'll plug that out there on our social medias as well.
I'm really trying my best to see how I can bring the entire band to Halifax.
That would be sweet.
Yes. So, I'm working on it.
Yeah.
And I'll, like you said, you'll introduce me to the people here.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
Let's see how many people we can get together, because we can turn it into a nice big party.
Awesome. It would be awesome. Yeah. Especially the patio with the people walking on the street, because they got the cobblestones over there.
That would be so cool.
That would be really cool.
Okay.
Yeah, we got to make this happen for sure.
Yeah.
And everyone out there that's watching this episode, one final kind of plea from me as well. Like I always say, to follow my different social media channels. But specifically YouTube, if you're watching this video on YouTube and you're liking what you're seeing, I'm trying to get those numbers up. So hit subscribe while you're here. You don't even have to get the notification sent to you. Just hit subscribe. That's all I'm looking for. I have the watch hours. I don't have the subscribers. So I just need those numbers bumped up. So please hit subscribe if you're there. And if you follow Instagram, Facebook, wherever you prefer to be on social media, if you find East Coast DNA there, we do have some press releases and some news stories. We cover some live shows. Our YouTube will have live performance videos on there as well. So if I get a chance to come up for Nova Fest, you're definitely going to see some independent bands thrown up in their very near future. And hopefully I get this gentleman in some of those in the near future too.
It'll be my pleasure. In fact, I will
Excellent.
not leave this place until I
Yes.
am on your video. I
Perfect.
need to be on your YouTube channel.
I love it.
Yes.
All right.
And you need to hit subscribe.
Well, thanks again for coming out today.
My pleasure,
and
Darcy.
we'll stick around, play a couple games before you take off, and
Sure
maybe
thing.
we'll have a little chat, see if we have any similar plans for the upcoming ECMAs,
Okay.
which is probably the weekend that people are watching this, actually. So
Oh,
welcome to the ECMAs as well.
enjoy the ECMAs.
Thanks again, Dyson.
My pleasure.
Yeah. Sometimes I feel an energy inside of me. Every time I get it, it's like explode. I got a magic wand. When I lift my hands up, all my problems gone. And if you see me waving, better brace for a storm. Don't know what's happening, but I'm gonna dance all night long. Gonna dance all night long. Oh, my body is feeling so damn good. Feeling so good. Oh, I feel I could jump over the moon. Over the moon. Feeling magic. Feeling magic. Feeling the magic. Feeling the magic. Y'all come check my shoes. When I put these on, I'm stepping out, I can't lose. Yeah, my power's strong, I'm gliding on my groove. And when I move, I make all of my dreams come true. All of my dreams come true.